Good morning YouTube, my name is Review and Play 23 and today we will be reviewing chapter 938 of One Piece, A Woman's Secret, while I play Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, let's begin. I thought the chapter was a fine chapter. The cover page starts us off with Crocodile giving birds a sand bath. The art's pretty good, the birds look well drawn, focused on. Crocodile looks pretty similar to his other drawings. I don't know how enjoyable a sand bath is, but the birds like it, so it's all good here. We begin with Zoro's defeat of Kamazo. I don't really like when Oda does panels with no words in them. It's kind of a waste of space, but this one looks pretty good actually. Kamazo's kneeling down after being slashed. We get to see everybody's expressions of the fight. In the panel, Kamazo looks to be smiling. I don't know if he's happy that things turned out this way, or if he just likes that kind of guy that likes pain. Yukimaru's pride so shows a lot of follow through. The girl we believe to be Kumasaki's impressed. And then Yukimaru grins at Zoro. Zoro feels bad for being hurt before the final fight, and then he faints. When I first watched this, I thought it was because maybe the scythe was poisoned, but I guess he lost a lot of blood between now and the last chapter. We then cut back to home base, and we get Kinemon and Dogstorm talking about how the plan has been found out and they have no idea how. It's a really weird thing. We didn't make any precautions other than the symbols, but I guess they thought it would be good enough. We learned it was more complicated than we were originally thought. When we first heard about it, he made it seem like it was just going to be a simple picture that anybody wanted to tell. But we find out here that actually only people who already have the crescent tattoo would know what it actually means. We then cut to a scene where Drake and Hawkins are looking for the culprit. They move very fast, as some people have noted before. It is surprising that this happened between now and when we last left them off. I thought they would still be, looking for Sanji and the rest, and so it seemed like it's been that long since they disappeared. But I guess they just decided that they left. That was fine. We then cut to a scene of Kyoshiro. They're talking about how the capital is in chaos, there's mourning, and that the week was cancelled because people are just too crazy about it. And we get an interesting scene where Kyoshiro says that he's the one who's suffering most. We don't know if that means that in a financial way, emotional way. Hard to say. A question this brings to my mind is they're talking about how the wake was cancelled, and a lot of people think it's because since there's no body in the casket, there's no point in having a wake. But I'm interested in knowing how much power does Kyoshiro has, because if he has the power to fake Murasaki's death and then somehow allow her to escape, that's pretty crazy. And I find it hard to believe that Orochi or one of his only one Banshu didn't bother inspecting the casket. So I'm wondering just how much power does this man have if Komurasaki is actually the girl with Zoro. At the same time, I'm wondering, what did he already have this plan with Komurasaki? Were they making plans to do this before the whole thing happened? Because it seems to be a premeditated plan. It doesn't seem to be on the fly type of thing. Which also brings the question, if he has that kind of power, how did he let Komurasaki and Otoko be found out by Kamazo? Because I'm sure he knew Komurasaki, if that is Komurasaki, would want to go with Otoko, so why wouldn't you put a little bit of extra protection to make sure that they actually leave the city alright? But I'm sure we'll get answers to that when we get his full story of whatever he's doing. We then cut back to where Sanji and the group are. Sanji's face is completely destroyed for peeping in the showers. And so begins an interesting scene. Shinobu blames Law's crew for being the leaks. Law doesn't believe her and says that he's just going to rescue them himself. Sanji says that's what we're trying to avoid. And then Shinobu pours her heart out as she says that they aren't playing kids games and that they've waited 20 years for this and that there's no way they're passing up this opportunity and that she will kill Law's men if she has to keep the secret safe. But at this point, I mean, if you can get to them and kill them, you might as well just get to them and save them. Because if they are the ones who blab, I mean, everybody knows already anyway, so. Which is an interesting scene because it's more people ragging on Law, even though he's tried the hardest to keep the plan up to date. There's everybody else who's had this crazy energy around the plan. They always try to do something that goes against it. A thought this gave me is about the tone lately. In the panels on page 8, she seems very emotional about this whole thing, like she's taking it very seriously. But then my question is, how serious are you if you're kind of messing around in the last few chapters? Because it's not like after they got found out when they were on hiding in the roof with Nami. It's not like she made it. It's not like she made it a big deal that they got found out or anything. She just kind of took it upon herself to just go do other stuff. And that's kind of how this whole situation has been so far. They do stuff and they kind of get found out, but then they also just move on with their lives. The same when they were in the Shogun's palace. No real talk about what it means that Shinobu's been seen. Because I'm sure they've noticed that she went from like being really inactive to being super active lately. But we don't really get to talk about that. And I think that's kind of one of my criticisms of Oda during Wano. His tone is off sometimes, where we don't really know what a character's feeling unless they expressly say it, because their actions don't really match what they say how they feel. But yeah, Kanjuro yells at her that she shouldn't make enemies of them since they are people they need. Which I guess goes with the whole thing that Luffy said about Sanji back at Zou. If Sanji's worth 1,000 men, I mean Law is probably around the same price. Yeah. Of course, then we move to Yasu, who just comes in holding the secret puzzle card. A lot of people think that he might be the Witching Hour Boy or something like that. I personally don't believe that, since I think the Witching Hour Boy is going to end up being someone on the younger side, more athletic. Not a guy from a dying, starving village. But we'll see how that goes. Most likely he's going to have information that's going to be important for the final battle. Or he has connections that might be important for the final battle. Something along those lines. Then we cut back to the end of the chapter, which is a nice little scene with possibly Komurasaki. Again, I'm not 100% sure. A lot of questions if she is Komurasaki, but most likely it is Komurasaki. And Zoro wakes up from his passing out. He questions what's going on. Komurasaki gives him an explanation. I mean, the only other way that it wouldn't be Komurasaki is if it's actually Hiyori and she's just been hiding this whole time. That would be the most interesting part. And we have to kill this guy very quickly before he gets me. Make it... Damn, nice. Very last second. So yeah, Zoro wakes up. Komurasaki explains what's going on. Zoro's about to leave and get his swords. They have a nice little gag. Ah, you're holding my injured arm. Otoko brings back the toad oil Usopp was selling at the beginning of the arc. He learns Yukimaru is somewhat famous in the city for being some kind of bandit on a bridge. Zoro takes that as a sign that he can meet him whenever he wants, which brings another thought to my head. Why, if he's known in the flower capital, why not just like bait him out? Just send Hawkins and Drake with some weapons and then just bring out Yukimaru, and then it seems like an easy way to solve that problem. Although I'm not sure if he's in line with Orochi or not, or maybe they just ignore him for whatever reason. Zoro eats a meal. He says it's not their fault that he got injured. And then we get the ending. This girl is actually Hiyori, Momonosuke's sister. I think this drawing is a very beautiful drawing of her. Nami and Robin are usually drawn in a sexy way, but I find her drawing to be like a very beautiful. Like her eyes are drawn very nicely. Her whole panel is a very nice panel. I commend Oda for that. The art is pretty good. But yeah, that was the chapter. I know people aren't 100% sure how to feel about the whole Komurasaki thing. I mean, the whole Hiyori thing. Personally, I don't really mind. I think it technically makes sense, depending on what the truth is. If she's her own person or if she's actually Komurasaki. I enjoyed the chapter quite a bit when I read it. It's not, 903 or 907 hype, but it's alright for the story. I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's disappointing that it's only a 13, 12 page chapter, depending how you look at it. Oda has been doing more. Oda really, I really wish he would step up his game a little bit on that. Maybe give us an extra 2 pages. You know, move the story along a little bit better. But you know, he has his health problems, so what can you do? Being a One Piece fan is hard sometimes. Yeah, that was the chapter, guys. This is a format I'm gonna be trying out in my channel. Let me know what you guys think. If you wanna critique my gameplay or my voice or whatever, write it down in the comments down below. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.